So what we're going to be looking at in this next video is we're going to be setting up our work environment. The work environment is the most important aspect of your prototype because this is where you're going to start. This is where the journey begins really for you to create your mobile app prototype. So we're going to be setting up this page, setting everything, making sure we follow the best practices. So as I said earlier on before, we're going to be testing this mobile app prototype using Samsung Galaxy Note 4, but it doesn't matter what what device you are using. You can use any device, and you can always get the sizes of the device on this website called mydevice.io, where you just go to compare devices and you look for your mobile phone here, then you look for the CSS width and height. So if I look at the Samsung Galaxy Note 4, we see 360 by 640, and that is what we're going to use in our prototype. So the best way to do it is that we've set up this page. We have a white background. We need to make sure that, okay, let's set up our page first to ensure that everything is fine. Then it's always good to set up a page style because we can reuse this page style on every other page as well. So we set it to browser only because when we preview in the browser, we want our prototype to be displayed at the center. We want to set the back color to be a little bit darker so that we can see what we are doing. So I'll just say something like this as well. Or we can add a back image if we want, and we can set our horizontal to center. We can align our vertical to middle and no repeats. But if you want to apply like sketchiness for your application to look like it was drawn with a pen and paper, then you can apply it here, but we're not going to be doing that now. So we just say firstly we create a new style, and then we can just say page style, then we say page alignment, no repeats, and then we do the same things for here and we save it. Okay, so we have our page style. Then we can select it here and say page style, because if we go back and say the default page style and we set the background as white, we can say here page style and it will automatically change to the background that we've applied there, and we don't need to do any adjustment here anymore. So we've done our page style. What we need to now do is we need to get a box widget for our mobile app, which we'll just drop it here, and then the best way to make sure we have it at this the corner is to use the x-axis and the y-axis. So we just set this to 0, and you can press tab button, 0, tab, and it goes to the corner. Then we can set our width for our mobile app, which is 360, and the height is 640. So we have this done. Now what we can do, because I'm using a bigger screen, then we can zoom it so that we can see exactly what we are doing properly, so that we can let's make it 190 or 180. Let's say 185. Now we have it as 185. The box widget is there. We save our prototype and say introduction to Actual RP course, and we can save it. Okay, so now that we have our page set up here, we can click on the widget and remove the border. So once we remove the border, we can give our page, because the very first page we're going to see in a mobile prototype will be the splash screen. We can double click on it or click it once, or we can right click and say rename and say splash screen. Now we've done that, we save it. Now, this is what we need to set up our splash screen. Now we need to set up the mobile page as well, so that when we preview this on a mobile device, it's going to be displayed properly. So we need to go to publish and say generate HTML file, and we can say mobile device. We can include the view tag. We leave the device width as it is, and we can say this is 1.0, and we can say this is 1.0 as well, and we can say this is no. Then we prevent page vertical scrolling. Once we've done that, if you have any icon for your the home screen, we can add it here, or splash screen, we can add it here. But for now, we'll just leave it and say generate. Once we generate, the browser is going to open and we will have this page display. We can increase the zoom so that we can see what we have properly, and we can close the sidebar here. We can minimize it, or we can close it so that our prototype will just display with .html only. So once we've done that, we don't need to do anything again, and we've set up our splash screen. We've done what we need to do. The next video, we're going to look at how we're going to design our splash screen, the best practice in terms of designing the splash screen, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.